Hey, y'all, watching this on 680 News. This is 680news.com. You know, I've got a surprise for the guest who is here today. I was going through my dad's collection, and I found this album. It's called Solid Gold Soul, and it's got some of the classics. As you can see, you've got Wilson Pickett, Joe Tex, Otis Redding, and then there's another name right in the corner over here. Ben E. King. And of course the song, Stand By Me. Huge hit. This album was released in 1966. But the hit, that one, Stand By Me, is a classic that has lasted generations. Come on, how do you get a song that gets released in one generation and then close to 25 years later ends up being a #1 hit again? I'm going to get that answer because right here next to me is Ben E. King. He is here in the studio. Sir.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for coming down to the 680 News studios.
No, thanks for the invite.
Oh, look, I got to pass this album to you. Yes. I want to get your thoughts on when you see these kind of artists, including yourself, that helped create that soul sound back in the day.
Well, you know, we did this one project for Atlantic, and the Soul Clan, we had, I think, 1 or 2 concerts with the group. Matter of fact, we all stay in touch with each other.
Wow.
The only ones remaining now is myself and Don Corvée. The rest have passed away, of course. The recent one being Solomon Burke.
Mm-hmm. God bless his soul.
Yeah, and we were the Soul Clan.
It's incredible.
Yeah.
You know, when we look at your career, I mean, over 50 years. It's pretty incredible.
You scared me then. It's been that long, okay. Yes, it's been a while.
When you look back at your career and all the hits and the songs and just the overall essence that you have been able to provide for music history, how does that make you feel?
Well, if you think about it, then it bothers you. But if just keep moving forward, it's fine. I do what I do because I enjoy it. So I answer that by saying it's a great profession to be in, and I love every second of it. And so I don't think of how it feels from the beginning to now. I just keep moving. I guess when I'm about 93, I'll stop, and somebody with some sense will say, "Boy, you did a lot of stuff."
But you haven't stopped. You haven't stopped.
No, I'm not 93 yet either.
No. I mean, you know, one thing we have to make mention immediately, of course, he has a new album, Heart and Soul, and it's got some terrific songs. Well, what made you decide, you know, even now, it's still time to create new music?
Well, music will always be great music. You just have to find the set of things that you want to play with. In the case of this, it's only music that I listened to when I was a kid around my house with my mother playing Billy Eckstine music or Nat King Cole or Roy Hamilton or Arthur Price. We can go on and on. But anyhow, I got a call from a friend in Canada who had seen me perform at the Blue Note in New York. I was doing a few standards there, and they got very impressed with me doing standards. so she said, "Why don't you come up to Calgary?" My husband owns the studio there, and I'm sure we'd love to try a project with you. Her name is Linda Nash, and her husband's called Lanny Williamson, and they have a beach studio in Calgary. Excellent studio, excellent engineers, lovely people. Calgary was perfect because I'd never been there. Great food. It was quiet, make you nervous on the quiet side. Coming out of New York, anything that's quiet, it's scary. But that was great because I needed a place to rest. It was great. And when we spent 6 months doing this CD, songs selected by Linda Nash because she was a female, and she said, "That should be a CD for women." So, okay. So we went into that, and it turned out well, man. I love the selection we picked. As a matter of fact, we have at least a half a CD still in the can because we had so many songs that we really liked.
And you have some great people helping with you. One, of course, stands out, John Mayer.
Yeah, the best of the best of the best.
How did you go about collecting them?
Because they're very wealthy. That was easy. Any more questions? They know all these guys. They know them personally, and they call and ask favors. And I think the thing that I'm more impressed with is the fact that they would consider me as someone who was able to do something in their field. I enjoyed that thought.
I want to take a look now a bit. I mean, it's going to be hard to do this in such a short amount of time in your incredible career. Going from the Drifters to a solo artist, was that difficult for you to decide to do that because you had so many hits with them? I mean, basically, from what I've read, and explain to me if I'm right or wrong, the original Drifters were fired and your band took over as the Drifters, true?
Exactly, that's true.
Wow. So how was it for you then to decide that there was a certain point in time where when you had all those great hits, you have to decide to be a soloist?
There wasn't really a decision of mine. We had an argument with the manager because while we was on tour as the Drifters, we saw a contract that had nice dollars connected to it, and we were on salary, and we felt we would do an increase of salary. Got back to New York, had a meeting with the manager. They pointed at me to do the spokesman, and I stood up and said, "We're unhappy. We think we're entitled to an increase of salary," and da-da-da-da-da. So he looks at me, he said, "Well, you can't speak for the group, you speak for yourself." So I repeated that. And he said, "Well, if you're unhappy, you could leave." So look like I'm looking at you. I just looked at him and walked out of the office.
So,
And I assumed the rest of the guys were going to follow. Now you're looking at me again. They didn't. That's what I said. I'm waiting and I'm waiting. I said, "Be patient, but I'm waiting." No one came up. That's how my solo career started.
wow, so something that could have turned out as a bad luck turned out to be good luck. With this solo career, so many hits, I mean, you know, Spanish Harlem, but of course, Stand By Me. The inspiration behind Stand By Me, what was that for you?
Taking an old spiritual song that Sam Cooke was involved with his soul search when he was singing with the gospel group band. Started the whole thing. And I'm to this day, in this second of life, I'm still a big fan of Sam Cooke's. Started with that one.
Wow. But did you ever think that it would stand the test of time 25 years later, a movie being named after your song, and then you found yourself once again touring that song, but as a hit again?
Yeah, that was weird. I think that was so strange, and it was huge not only in the States but all abroad as well. So when I got the chance to go traveling again through Germany and the UK and on and on and on, the most bizarre thing was to see when you go from a small club to a large venue, you know something's going on. You know what I mean? And at that time, with that coming out with the movie, that's what happened to my career.
Incredible.
Yeah, it was crazy.
If you had advice for today's performers, what would it be?
Ignore anybody that tells you you can't do it. Totally.
And that's what's kept you around all these years?
Yep, because I'm crazy.
Well, we are so thrilled to have you here. Thrilled at the fact that you have the new album, Heart and Soul. If there's one thing that you want to make sure that fans will always remember about your music, what would it be and why?
I would imagine it would be that I love the things that I do, and I'm trying to have as much fun as possible while I'm here.
And you're definitely doing it, sir.
Thank you.
Sir, I want to say thank you so much for coming down here at the 680 News Studios. Big thrill for me, absolute big thrill. Benny King here with his new album, Heart and Soul. It's going to end up being another classic, just like everything else he has performed. This is 680's music reporter Rudy Blair with Benny King saying, "Man, I am the luckiest guy in the world to be here with him." Thanks again, folks. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.